What's going on, everybody? As the generation comes to a halt, it's nice to reflect on what we've enjoyed these past 7 years during the PlayStation 4 generation. This generation in particular has brought us many remakes, reboots, and remasters as every dev rushes to get their games supported on modern TVs and in full 4K HDR resolution. This has brought us new reimaginings of classics like Crash Bandicoot, which performed insanely well as others who didn't shine as bright and flew under the radar, such as Lock's Quest, which is just as good of a remake. On this channel, I've covered pretty much every major AAA remake since 2017, including rumors, but there has been games I didn't talk about that I enjoyed greatly. This video could be really easy to make, as I could say the top 5 are Crash Insane Trilogy, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Final Fantasy VII, and Spyro. And just be done with it and just say that's it. But we've heard that 1,000 times in 1,000 other videos. So for this video, we'll be covering the top 5 retro games on PS4, which you would say are in fact hidden gems. These games aren't in an order of worst to best or anything, just the top 5 that you need to play. Now, let's get into the list. Medieval came out Halloween Day 2019. Initially, I was a skeptic, due to the demo being lackluster to say the least. But then I got this game for Christmas, and it was lovely, and I finished it in about 2 days, and I loved every moment of it. This remake captured everything that was perfect with the PlayStation Classic. I never played that version of the game until recently, but after playing it, I can 100% tell you this is a faithful remake. The only thing that is in the original that is not in the remake are cheat codes. But of course, that's normal because every game wants to control how we play now. Hashtag my game, my choice. This game didn't really review well, but it did strike a chord, which has led to it having the same cult classic fate as the original. And with rumors ramping up that the PlayStation 5 is getting Medieval 2 remake, now is a perfect time to jump in and wrap up the PlayStation 4 with the style and elegance that only a PlayStation 1 game could create. Next up, Shinmu 1 and 2. In 2015, Sony announced that they'd be helping Yu Suzuki bring Shinmu 3 to the PlayStation 4, which meant for the first time in almost 20 years, 3 full console life cycles, we'd have a continuation of Shinmu. This sparked the hashtag Save Shinmu, which is honestly the only time I think any company in history has been persuaded by a hashtag. These games are not a full remake and more of a remaster, several new textures, faster rendering, as well as improved audio, and this game is often on sale for $10 or less. Therefore, it's a steal for 2 wonderful remasters from one of the biggest series of all time. What really makes this worth playing as a hidden gem is that Shinmu was the first game in history to be a realistic open world, and if you've ever enjoyed Grand Theft Auto, Yakuza, God Hand, or literally any game that's open world, you have this game to thank. And it's a nice experience to see where the open world 3D era really got its start. And with this series being exclusive to PlayStation and Shinmu 4 well on its way, I'd say now is a good time to jump in. Shinmu at its core is a fighting game, which is evident in the fact that it was originally made as a Virtua Fighter game to show the origins of Ryo, who is a character in Virtua Fighter, which is also the main character of Shinmu. That game was originally meant to launch before the PlayStation 1 even came out, so it really is a sight to behold to see what Sega had envisioned for the Sega Saturn, which ultimately came up on the Dreamcast because of delays, and how far ahead they really were for the early 90s. When you play this game, you really start to think what could have been had Sega not drastically messed up with the Dreamcast. How much more different could today's gaming landscape be? Next up on the list, Siren. As of right now, this game is digital only, but it's a 4K remaster of a PlayStation 2 classic by Japan Studios. Siren is a psychological horror game that takes place in Japan during a night where the evil spirits came back, and each level is bite-sized, taking no more than 10 minutes to complete. Once you learn how to play, but the game is padded with a lovely 72 levels to complete. This game was created by the legendary Keiichiro Toyama, who is the creator of Silent Hill, and he brought the same magic and fire of that to this, which has made this game stand the test of time and still play like a game that would have came out yesterday. As I've stated before, this game still scares me to this day as I play, especially in a dark room with headphones on. This game can really make you trip out from fear. If you enjoyed the Resident Evil remakes, then I highly recommend this masterpiece. Next up on the list, Ape Escape 2. Ape Escape 2 is a very fun platformer, where you capture monkeys and traverse through levels, finding out interesting things while essentially saving the world. This game has a special place in many people's heart, as it came in a time when Konami was really interested in making games before pachinko and big money from the Japanese government came into play to persuade them to leave the gaming industry. So it's a nice slice of the past when the gaming world was a much simpler time. And last but not least, FIFA 20, which is a remake of FIFA 19, FIFA 18, FIFA 17, FIFA 16, FIFA 14, FIFA 15, FIFA 13, FIFA 12, FIFA 11, FIFA 10, FIFA 2009, FIFA 2008, FIFA 2007, FIFA 2006, FIFA 2005, FIFA 2004, FIFA 2003, FIFA 2002, FIFA 2001, FIFA 2000, FIFA 99, FIFA 98, FIFA 97, FIFA 96, FIFA 95, FIFA 94, FIFA International Soccer. Just kidding. But the last on the list is Yakuza 5, which is a full HD remaster of Yakuza 5, which has an interesting history, as it was never planned for the United States, and never officially released over here until February 2020. Prior to that, it was only available to PlayStation Now and PSN, but with lots of cuts. And now, here we are, the game is re-released and has all the original content that was cut initially, as well as a full 60 FPS and redone translation, which makes the game much better than it was when Sony had to pay Sega to rush release of this game back in 2015, nearly half a decade after it initially came out. This game is spawn of what Shinmu started, and it is evident in the playstyle, which is very enjoyable and very fun. So if you do try to pick up Shinmu 1 and 2, I recommend playing Yakuza 5 after Shinmu 1 and 2, unless you of course just didn't know Shinmu 1 and 2 had a remaster and played them before, then go straight into Yakuza 5. The PlayStation 4 has had a near endless amount of remakes, reboots, and remasters, and what was covered here isn't even a pint of what is offered, and to fully cover everything would take at least 2 12-hour videos. That is exactly how good the PlayStation 4 has been to fans of retro games. What has been your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Try not to die, and I'll see you in the next video.